So, in part one of this series that I've been doing, I talked about, the reason why you go to the gym, and then the reason why you go to college, and the reason why you go to church, and the reason why you go to Bible study or, a Bible class, right? And how they all have a recurring theme, and how it's hypocritical to, tell that person, well, you're supposed to be here to focus on the Lord, or focus on this, focus on that, because, those are places where people meet their spouses. And so, but here in part two, I'm going to start getting serious, because, and I'm going to start talking about the church. It seems like the church wants to try to protect the women from men who they can discern, or they might, see or discern that they struggle with lust, right? I hear a lot, I've been told a lot that, oh, the men should pray for men, and women should pray for women, and we should, men should prophesy over men, and whatever it may be, because like they've, told me that, because I'm guessing they expect that I am somebody that struggles with lust or something. Like, I don't know exactly, but like, it's unique how they say that. And because I've been told that, well, we need to protect the women. We're trying to use wisdom. It's all about wisdom. But see, I remember, talking about a dream that I had about a year ago, or, maybe even, further than a year ago. I remember talking about a dream, and it's kind of funny how the church wants to protect, that from happening, right? We got to protect the women from the men out there. And there are a lot of men who do struggle with lust, but I can say, well, that's a hypocritical thing to say, because women struggle with lust too. But then also think about this. Because I was praying to the Lord, earlier this morning about, because I'm not against, men's groups, and, well, there's going to be a curveball here, but like, I'm not necessarily opposed, because I know that the Lord can use those groups. He can use men's groups. He can use women's groups, right? I've actually seen the Lord use groups like that, and iron sharpens iron, right? And so you can have a men's study group and a woman's study group, and they can sharpen each other. That is, biblical. Like, I'm not trying to say that is not biblical, but on the flip side, here's the curveball. I have, witnessed homosexuality in the church. I have witnessed, I can go through females, especially in the church that I grew up in. There were females who were bisexual, or they were lesbian, right? And so, I mean, there's not really because iron does sharpen iron. But here's the thing. Yes, men do, there are gay men in churches, but I have not yet witnessed, and I can't speak for anybody else. Maybe other people have witnessed, I don't know, but I have never witnessed gay men going to Bible studies at all. Like, I don't know why I haven't witnessed, but I have not necessarily witnessed that. And I'm not trying to, speak for the women, but one thing that I will say that, even though there is, gay men, I will say, I do, from my observation, because God has given me the gift of observation. And I do have the gift of knowledge and the gift of wisdom, through that, observation, and the gift of understanding through, observing things. And so, like, through my observation in the church, I have found, either lesbians inside the church or bisexual women inside the church. And not to say, also to say that, women are more, they create bonds together. They hug each other. They like to get close. They might hold hands. They might, whatever. Like, they like to cuddle. They like to be very, very close to their friends. And so I'm just saying, is a woman homosexual just because they do that? No, that's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, because I'm going to say something that's going to make sense here soon, but because you look at women, they create bonds that way. And so what is a bond? A bond is there are spiritual bondage or bonds that you create called soul ties. There are many ways that you can create a soul tie. And a soul tie can either be ungodly or it can be godly. So I'm not necessarily saying that they're creating bad, ungodly soul ties, but if women are more prone to create soul ties with other women, are they good or are they bad? Are they godly or are they ungodly, is where I'm going with this. And so all I'm saying is, women, you have to be careful. What is your motive? Right? What is the motive? It all goes back to that motive. What is the motive? Because there's nothing wrong with joining. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with joining a women's group. But what is the motive? Because I have witnessed many females who are lesbians in the church or bisexual in the church, and if there is, women's groups inside the church, well, some of those women could be bisexual. And so all I'm saying is, if women create soul ties, be careful, because what is the motive? What is the motive? And so just join me for part 3.